The CW have finally released the full-length trailer for the upcoming two-night crossover known as Crisis on Earth X. I have done a trailer breakdown for the last promo that came out, or the last couple of promos that have come out, and now we have the full trailer which I'm going to break down for you guys. We're going to go through each and every shot that I find interesting and what I feel could be explained a bit more in depth. So this is going to be a long video, guys, so strap yourselves in, get a drink, get a snack, and settle in for the ride. So we first see our first shot of the wedding between Barry and Iris, and I find it quite funny that you just have Mick sat there on the end just completely asleep, looking scruffy as always, and he's sat next to Captain Singh, which is a bit weird because obviously Captain Singh is the head of the police department in Central City, but then the party is absolutely gate crashed completely when we see the Nazi soldiers from Earth X storm the building, and they come in with their guns aimed at all of our heroes, and this is the first look at these Nazi soldiers in the crossover. We then see a few shots of all of our heroes getting ready for action, and the one I really want to pick up on here is the one of Oliver Queen with this new bow, because is this a new bow? I'm pretty sure it is, because we see him kind of thrust it forward and it folds outwards, and I've never seen Oliver's bow do that before. So is this a completely new bow, or is this the one he's been using all season in season 6? I can't quite work it out. It looks new to me, like that bow looks new, and if it is, it's pretty cool. We then see another really good look at the Earth X Prometheus, and I'm slightly disappointed in Prometheus's suit because it's exactly the same suit that we saw in Season 5, and I understand obviously they're doing this for budgetary reasons, they don't want to spend money on a completely new suit. I just would have liked to have seen some tweaks, maybe some changes to the colour, just something to make it a bit more different and stand out from its Earth 1 variant, but as you guys know, I'm so hyped that Prometheus is back. Now this moment goes by very, very quickly, but I wanted to pick up on it, is that you see a speedster knock over a few of these Nazi soldiers, and at first you probably think it's Barry, but if you actually look at this captured screenshot, you can see that's actually Wally. We haven't seen Wally, he's been away for a while. I'm pretty sure he is coming back to the Flash very soon, and we know he's in this crossover for a little bit. Though he may not suit up as Kid Flash, we do see him helping out here, so it is cool to see him back doing some speedster action. I just wanted to put up on the fact and let you guys know that that is Wally West. We then have my absolute favourite shot in the trailer. This is easily the star moment. We see Cisco open a breach, and coming out of the other side is none other than Oliver Queen firing a bow. This is just such an epic superhero moment. It's just one of those things where all of us fans are just going to freak out when we see it on screen. It's just one of those really awesome, cool moments that we're probably going to watch time and time again, because it's just such a cool idea and it looks so well executed on screen. We then see our team inside of Star Labs with a little bit of explanation about Earth X. We see that Jax is questioning about how many Earths there are. Obviously we know there's 52, but then Harry says there's actually a 53rd Earth, and that is none other than Earth X itself. And this is very interesting because we obviously always know there's been 52 Earths in the DC TV universe. However, apparently there is a 53rd, and that is Earth X. And I'm wondering if this is like an anomaly Earth and that's why we've never heard of it before, but either way I think it's a cool little tidbit. We then get our first good look at Melissa Benoist as Overgirl, so this does confirm that Kara Danvers is Overgirl. We have recently had pretty much all of the Reichman confirmed as to who their identities are, but here we get to see the amazing costume for Overgirl. I am in love with that costume, and we can see that she has got Earth 1 Kara Danvers Supergirl, prisoner here in probably the Earth X Star Labs, but this is very, very cool. I like the fact she's keeping herself prisoner technically, and also once again, I love that suit, it is perfect. We then see a very interesting shot where we see a few of our characters such as Stein, Jax, we see Barry, Oliver, Sarah and Alex, and they're all kind of lined up with handcuffs, and they've got these sort of things around their necks. Don't have any idea what these sort of things are. Maybe they're like trackers, or I don't know, just some kind of collar, and we see them lined up, and it seems like the Earth X soldiers have them lined up to shoot them, and we also see that Oliver's got a cloth over his head. So this could be a very interesting scene, perhaps a bit more of a distressing scene. We then see our first good look at Leonard Snar on Earth X, aka Citizen Cold. So this is obviously the Earth X version of Captain Cold, who is a actual hero on this Earth, which I really like. I'm so happy that we have Wentworth Miller back on the show as Captain Cold, or Citizen Cold. We can see that he's wearing a slightly different getup. We can see his coat and his hoodie is slightly different. We can also see those goggles are a bit different. I'm really excited to see his interactions with all the other characters now that he is officially a good guy. We then see Ray Palmer, aka the Atom, with Felicity and Kara getting shot with an arrow which is disabling his Atom suit. This is obviously one of the technologically advanced arrows that we know Oliver Queen has used in the past. So who is firing this arrow? Well, it will be the Earth X Archer. The Earth X Green Arrow, who we know is Oliver Queen on Earth X. So this is obviously just a way for them to perhaps get rid of Ray, just to sort of get him out of the picture, because obviously they know that technology disabling is his weakness. We then see a very cool shot of Omiya and Zari teaming up to get some business done, and we can see that they are teaming up together with their amulets to do that objective. I don't really know what they're doing, but they're doing something, and it's very, very cool. I love the dynamic between Omiya and Zari this season. I love the fact that they are linked due to their amulets. I think that's a very cool concept, and hopefully we see that duality continue going into the crossover, because I think that is definitely a cool dynamic that they can play with. We then see a group of Earth X soldiers inside of either Earth 1 Star Labs or Earth X Star Labs, and we actually see them carrying out one of our heroes. We see Rene Ramirez, aka Wild Dog, who is of course a member of Team Arrow, over the shoulder of one of these Earth X soldiers, and he's being taken away, perhaps taken prisoner. This is going to be very interesting, as it adds a bit of threat and a bit of suspense to the crossover, that, you know, our heroes are not necessarily safe in this crossover. And then we have this shot, which doesn't really mean anything, it's just something I wanted to put in. We see Alex Danvers being an absolute badass, as always. I just really like this shot. It just shows how capable she is as a fighter, as obviously she's been trained all her life as an agent, and we see her in the DEO on Supergirl, and we can see her here just taking out all these soldiers by herself, I should say, and it's just a great shot. I really liked it. We then see something very interesting. We are on the Wave Rider, and we see Nate Haywood, aka Citizen Steel, holding somebody in his arms who appears to be Jax Jefferson. Now, this does potentially confirm my theory that I made a couple of weeks ago about Jax being the one to die in the crossover. This is going to be very interesting. I mean, maybe Jax won't die if they've put it in the trailer. Maybe that'll be sort of confirming that he doesn't, but it's just still a cool, interesting shot, and we can see the companionship between Nate and Jax. Sticking with Nate Haywood, we actually see him in National City. I think this is Earth 1 National City. We see him holding Kara in his arms in a very heroic pose. I don't really know what's going on here. We see them standing in like a meteor crash site, which is very interesting. Also in the background you can see Citizen Cold, Wild Dog, and I think that's Mick Rory in the back as well. I have no idea what's going on in this shot. We see some bodies all around them. It's going to be a very interesting scene, and I can't wait to see how this unfolds in that episode. And finally, we have the ending hero shot, where we see all of our heroes lined up walking down the street. This is just such an amazing shot. This is going to be just screenshotted by all of us fans until probably the next crossover. This is just such a cool shot. We see all of our favourite heroes from all of our teams just getting ready to take on the bad guys, and it's going to be an awesome shot to see on screen. Just the way they are all lined up together, ready to fight, just gives me the chills. So guys, tell me in the comment section below what you thought about this trailer, and how hyped are you for the crossover. I know I am most definitely on the hype train for this. I think it's going to be amazing. We also just now, as of recording this video, we've had it confirmed that we have other new villains such as Metallo and also Red Tornado are also going to be featured inside of this crossover. So all these elements coming together inside of Crisis on Earth X is just building up the hype for this crossover, and I cannot wait for next week. Stay tuned.